A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. A proverb that I believe applies precisely to this smartphone, a device that might just offer the most complete package of any device currently on sale, but also one that leaves something to be desired in areas where other competitors are going all in. So let's talk about that, because I think this is pretty interesting. Hey guys, I'm Ryan Thomas, and the Samsung Galaxy Ultras have been well-rounded Android devices for a long time now. The last few generations have been refining that process with small but very much useful tweaks. We saw the jump from a low-resolution 10x lens to a more versatile, higher-resolution 5x option. We saw curved edges ripped out for more functional flat displays with anti-reflective coatings. We saw circle to search, Galaxy AI, a switch up to the ultra-wide camera, and more capable internal cooling arrays. And now, we have the most refined version of the Galaxy Ultra yet. After dabbling with titanium, Samsung's Galaxy Ultra is back shod in aluminium to make the whole thing lighter, which isn't something you necessarily feel coming from the previous model, but every little helps I guess, because these flagship phones are just coming in so big, so heavy these days. Despite being IP6 rated with Gorilla Armor 2 and Victus 2 to go with, at $1,300, I certainly wouldn't be rocking one of these things without a case, and I felt at times that I was kind of riding my luck before I put one on. You might have noticed the accessories that I have on my model here. Some of them actually solve a big problem with the Galaxy S26 Ultra, namely the lack of Qi 2 magnets. D-Brand's Grip, Tank and Ghost 2.0 cases add those critical magnet layouts so you're not left out when accessorizing your phone, or even just charging it with a MagSafe-like puck on the back. They have cases for absolutely everyone. The Ghost Case 2.0 is the stylish option, which shows the colour of your phone, like the cobalt violet that I have here. The Tank offers maximum protection, and the Grip case is a sleek, subtle middle ground and a personal favourite of mine. D-Brand's cases are also really well built, can be customised with the first-party button kits, and I don't know about you, but I think that this really suits the Galaxy S26 Ultra's design, particularly this Ghost Case 2.0, as it shows off the phone underneath. D-Brand offers the Prism 2.0 screen protector with a dummy-friendly application tool that takes all the fiddly guesswork out of placing on your Galaxy S26 Ultra, and trust me, I need all the help I can get when it comes to applying screen protectors, and D-Brand offers that. Check out the links in the description and the pinned comment to protect your brand new smartphone the right way, and a big thanks to D-Brand for sponsoring today's video. The Galaxy S26 Ultra's refinements continue with its rounded corners so that now it fits in more with the other models. Subtle chassis tweaks that make the phone a little nicer to hold this year. The 6.9-inch screen with flat sides and a flat back is never going to be particularly ergonomic, is it? And I'm sure you've all heard about Samsung's privacy display feature, which, utilising a different pixel layout to the regular panels, allows for off-axis viewing angle blocks that can be either global to the whole screen or limited to just notifications. This could be a big deal for someone who commutes in a busy city where you never truly know who is watching over your shoulder. For me though, well, my local busybodies are sheep and I work from home, so to be totally honest, I have no use for this particular feature, but it's one of the few unique items Samsung is offering here that its competitors are just not. When I say jack of all trades, master of none, what I mean is this phone is chock full of features, but I don't think it really does any particular one of those excessively well in its field. Take the performance for example. The 8 Elite Gen 5, 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of fast storage are superb, and I haven't run into a single performance hiccup in my time with this phone. It's fantastic. But the fact that the $1,300 phone starts at 256 gigs instead of 512, I think it could really do with starting at the higher capacity, just to help differentiate itself. And every single phone that I've tried with the 8 Elite Gen 5 is rapid. It's not unique in that aspect. The unchanged 5000 mAh battery is also very good and should see almost everyone through a full day with no problems whatsoever. Some people, like me, will get 2 days out of this phone, and it just happens, even though it's not the crazy 7000 mAh battery that you'll get in a OnePlus. This is what 99% of consumers want from their phone, and a lot of those people are charging their phone overnight as well, so they're not going to notice a lack of 120 watt charging or the fact that it's only 5000 mAh compared to like the 7300 in the OnePlus 15. The charging is now 60 watts, which is a nice little upgrade from last year's phone. It's not elite, it's not ultra, but it is pretty good. And the camera system, whilst the main and 5x lens is gaining extra light intake via fast apertures, the rest of the camera system remains very much the same. Aside from the switch to a different kind of 5x telephoto, it's a different shaped lens and it keeps everything a little neater and tidier inside the phone, but also does make that minimum focus distance a little bit further away, which is unfortunate. And that isn't to say this isn't a really impressive camera system as a whole. When you take into account all 5 lenses, the impressive and thorough camera app, the quality of the stills, the video, the slow motion, and any of the other modes, it's just that it's a jack of all trades. These sensors are not the level of the Xiaomi Ultra. The video isn't quite as good as ProRes RAW in my opinion. The zoom can't quite do the crazy AI stuff that the Pixel Pro XL can do, and that underwhelming 3x lens has been the same for so many years, despite the fact for me, it's the perfect focal length in a phone. But when you stop nitpicking and you look at the broader picture, pun definitely intended there, you find that actually this is a super powerful collection of features, and that for the majority of people this is going to be the best camera they've ever owned. The horizon leveling action mode is uncanny, and I could see plenty of people using it. I mean, I used it for my shot of Lenny here and I think it's fantastic. The video quality, particularly in log, is very impressive across the 3 cameras on the back, and especially thanks to Samsung's new high-end APV codec, which offers a seriously powerful file, close to ProRes on the iPhone, with its similar file sizes too. I mean, you're going to need a lot of storage for this stuff. And though I'd prefer the Hasselblad processing of an Oppo, the Leica of a Xiaomi, I'm still a fan of the way Samsung processes colour, even if the sharpening can go a little overboard at times. Again, not particularly the best, but a thoroughly impressive setup nonetheless, with tools, modes, even hardware that you're unlikely to find bundled all together in one place anywhere else. I am also a big fan of One UI. I think it's probably my favourite Android 16 skin, and up there with the best of them in terms of objective quality too. It's full of AI smarts if you want, but you also don't have to use those if you really don't want to. There's a really well sorted Galaxy AI menu for going through, digging, enable and disable whatever you like. The company is also offering 7 years of update support, so this phone should receive its final update in 2033, which seems crazy, but I guess if you're spending so much on a phone, it probably should last that long. Privacy display, the S Pen features, decks as well, are all big draws, and a lot of them just add versatility to an already very powerful package. Again, broadening the sheer amount of stuff this phone can do, which is its biggest strength in my opinion. When you pick up the Galaxy S26 Ultra, you feel like you're using one of the best phones on the market. Not because it has the best camera, or the best display, or the best battery, or the best performance, but because the possibilities almost feel endless with this thing. There's just so much value in this one device, and that's what I believe to have caused it to be at the top of people's lists when it comes to perceived quality. In many parts of the world, the question for the best smartphone you can buy is either one of these or an iPhone Pro Max, even despite the great improvements in devices from Google, OnePlus, Xiaomi and so on. These two still sit at the top even when there are arguably better objective phones out there. Is it worth $1,300? Well, it's gonna depend on you. If you never use decks, the S Pen or privacy display, then the competition is rich with other options at similar or even lower price points. And if you're a sucker for One UI, and there's no shame in that because I also very much like it, you could step down to a base model or a plus Galaxy S26, or even better, go for a used or secondhand S25 Ultra because you're going to be getting like 90% of the phone for a lot less money. Is it worth upgrading from an S24 Ultra? I'm not so sure, but anything before that, well, there's enough going on here to really make the upgrade worth justifying. This is still a tremendous phone, but I think in Europe, where Oppo and Vivo are looking to join Xiaomi in launching their Ultra phones this year, the competition could be seriously tough for this humble Galaxy Ultra. Have you bought the Galaxy S26 Ultra this year? Are you holding on to an older model, or are you interested in looking at alternatives from the likes of Google, Apple, OnePlus, or even others? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the S26 Ultra in the comment section. And whilst you're down there, be sure to hit like if you enjoyed today's content and subscribe to never miss another upload. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been Ryan Thomas, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.